We really love how the planter turned out. We planted some blue fescue. We have some blue elf aloe, which the hummingbirds love. And we also have a self-pollinating Shinseki Asian pear tree. Before we get started, thank you for tuning in, and thank you to all of our subscribers. We really appreciate all of you. We started out by arranging the cinder blocks in a rectangular shape. After outlining the perimeter, we went ahead and started digging a small channel about 2 to 3 inches deep to pour the concrete. We're mixing your standard 90-pound bags of Quikrete concrete mix and pouring it into the channels. We started laying the cinder blocks on top, and we ended up using a mallet just to get everything level. When we connected the drip line, we made sure to dig a small channel and used a PVC pipe as a sleeve just in case we had to change the line out in the future. Now that the foundation and cinder blocks are in place, we're going around and pouring some of the concrete into the blocks. The next step was to add the cinder block caps. We're using Type S mortar spec mix and using a mallet again after we lay the caps to make sure that everything is level. Applying the mortar on top of the blocks can be a little bit tricky at first, but after a few tries you should be able to get the hang of it. You want to scoop up your mix, then give it a little shake to flatten it out. Then you touch the tip of the pointed trowel and move it in a downward motion while also moving the trowel backwards at the same time. The trowel should be pointed inverted and it should slightly be pointed inward. If this part is intimidating for you, you can always just purchase some stone adhesive, which comes in a tube, and you can glue the caps on together that way instead. But I recommend giving this a shot. After everything dried, we came back the next day to add the stucco. We only used one coat. We're using the same Type S spec mix. You want to wet the cinder blocks first to get the mortar to stick and also prevent it from drying too quickly. The mortar is Portland cement mixed with sand, so it gives it a nice texture. You can go over everything with a wet sponge if you want more texture and want the sand to come to the surface. Now that the mortar completely dried, we started painting with a white exterior semi-gloss. The next step was to add weed barrier before we started adding our plants. When planting your tree, make sure you dig a hole that's 2 to 3 times the width of the root ball. Make sure the top of the root ball is at the level of the ground or slightly above ground level. Sometimes you get trees from the nursery and the root ball is actually way below the soil line, so you want to make sure to check that. Also, when you add mulch, make sure you keep the mulch at least a few inches away from the trunk to prevent the tree from suffocating. We went back and forth a few times between using rock versus wood for mulch, but we really like how this turned out. When the yard's finally finished, it'll give it a nice contrast. Thank you all so much for watching, subscribing, and leaving comments. It really means a lot to us and helps the channel out. We have a lot more builds coming up, so don't forget to hit the bell notification icon, and we'll see you on the next video.